Record. Hello, good evening. Let's get started, please. So the first question is, some people think that the government is wasting money on the art and that this money could be better spent elsewhere. What do you think? Do you agree or disagree? Go ahead. What do you think?
So in my opinion, spending millions of dollars in art, it is not a supervised thing, because if you talk about Russia and countries of the past USSR, these countries, all of these countries have so big amount of problems considered with economic or social niches. That is why, in my opinion, it is much more better to invest money in this niches.
Okay, can you give example?
For example, on one hand, government could invest money in new picture gallery, and total investment on this gallery will be $2 million. In my opinion, better will be investment in social niche. We could government could donate money to young families. For example, 1 million of ruble to one family, $2 million. It is 200 millions of rubles. That is why we could help 200 families, young families.
Okay, thank you. So let's go to question number 2 in this case. Many people think that museums and galleries should only show work from local artists rather than work from other countries. Do you agree or disagree?
It is so interesting way. I think that answer on this question depend on what museum about considered depend on the type of museum. Of course, you could find museums with only local museums with only local
Art and artists.
Yeah, but if you talk about global museums like Tretyakovskaya Gallery, in this gallery you could find not only local artists or workers, pictures of not local artists.
Okay, foreign artists, right?
Yeah. And for me, it is okay when in one gallery you could find a mix with local and foreign artists. It is okay because art, it is so specific niche, and in my opinion, this niche couldn't be it is not a politic. It is art, and it is why mix of foreign and local artists, it is okay, because art, it is not something about countries, or it is not something about countries. It is something much more much more smarter, and art should not be поделена, как будет.
Defined.
Repeat, please.
Defined. Defined.
Defined. Define between
local and foreign
countries. Yeah.
That's a good point because there is another question in this list that you can see, and it describes like the limit of the artists, like what they can or they cannot do. And here's the next question for you. When or what arts or in which museums should be shown only local arts? When and where only local arts should be shown to people?
Maybe on special local holidays, for example.
Local holidays.
Local holidays.
Like in Russia, in Russian,
in Russia, for example, you know, Tatarstan, yeah, it is so big area. It is a unique area, and with specific history, laws, and specific traditions. And maybe for this area, special galleries with the only local pictures would be okay. Who knows?
Oh, like I was saying that in Russian language we call it yarmarka. When in our city we have, for example, this exhibition, yarmarka. It's like it can be said not exhibition because the exhibition exactly. This yarmarka is not especially an artist yarmarka. It's for food and local food, local produces. But I think that could be done for arts as well. And whether when it is just local artists or all local artists and artists should be gathered in this kind of exhibitions. Okay. And when do you think is it okay to show the foreign arts, not local?
Because in my opinion, art it is so unique niche, and that is why we should not separate this niche from local or foreign artists. It is so interesting thing in art that there are a lot of people on our planet, and some people live in rich countries with big museums and people who live in such countries could visit every day new museum with foreign and local artists. But arts, yeah. But also in our planet we could find so poor countries, and in these countries it is so hard to find big museums because it is so expensive for government to spend millions of dollars in museum. For these people who live in poor countries, a better way would be find some pictures, find some art in the net, and it is okay for me. And that is why it is so silly thing separate call local art from foreign art. I think that foreign art it is the next step after local art. For example, foreign foreign art, it is so popular art between millions of people. But the first step for young people who we who have a big motivation to become so popular art of making good career is become popular in your local country. After that, the next step would be popularity between all over the world.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Also, let's imagine not only poor and rich countries. Let's imagine there is a list of like, let's say 20 countries who are not super, who are good. Okay, they have good lives and good salaries, good GDP. It means all people can afford to go to museums and so on, and they often do so. In this case, I think the ideal would be sharing each other's art. For example, in
Yeah,
let's take
it
New
is.
Zealand, they have different arts, and it's about they have Maori culture. Uh, their culture is a little different. Not a little, it's a lot different. It's amazing. It's with their sort of musics and their idols, pictures, and so on and so forth. And while when we talk about art in Norway, it's completely different, or art in Canada, which is all about bears, about the like wild animals. It's a little different with their, and the same thing goes for Peru or Brazil. I think if they interchange, that would be amazing. And the same thing goes even for cities, big cities such as, let's take Hong Kong and Seoul in Japan, London, New York, and California, of course. They, Sydney of Australia, they have these uh, technological museums, like a lot of very strange forms and shapes and bodies, like maybe it's dinosaurs, maybe they are, I don't know, some robots, strange robots, maybe strange characters from movies. Like, I think that would be amazing if they create 10 copies of a single character and they send it to 10 different countries in their museums and new exhibitions and shows. That would be amazing, in my opinion. Even if uh, even if they can afford it, but that would be uh, a really good idea. Why not? Right? Hello?
Hello, hello.
What
Something
the
happened
hell?
with your net? I don't know.
I don't know either. It's like going out, going in. Okay, let's continue. I was talking about art.
I understand your speech, Mike, and I am also support the idea that art it is a niche which should be shared between all people in our on our planet.
Okay, great. Let's go to the number three. Art is considered an essential part of all cultures throughout the world. However, these days, fewer and fewer people appreciate art and turn their focus to science, technology, and business. Why do you think that is, and what can we do to encourage more people to take interest in the arts? That is true, though.
Mm, yeah, can you send me this question on link? Or not on link
Yes,
on our
it's
chat?
it's in the group. Yes, why not?
Ah, in group. Okay, give me 1 minute. It is on
Yes,
the group.
it's in the group.
Number three, art is considered as essential
Yes,
part.
yes, yes, yes.
Okay, give me 1 minute. I should concentrate on this question. Art is considered.
Yes. Why do you think that is?
Okay, I understand. So, why I think that is,
Mm-hmm.
I think that now we live in so fast world between high technologies and um, young guy now world faced with so much so big information every day. That is why young generation uh, start use high technologies at the age of 4 or 5 years old, and for this generation, art it is something from the past, and they didn't know anything about art. For young generation, it is much more better to play video games or watching TV shows in YouTube and other platforms. I think that mm, I think that these okay. I think that in this question, school should help us because children uh, children could start their education about art in school lessons, and it will help them to know something new about art, or maybe some of these children will raise their mind about art and will write their interest about this about this niche maybe, and but it is so hard task, and this program this school program should be really interesting for young generation, not like normal lessons like math and languages. This school program should be so unusual, maybe with the maybe mm, with the elements of game. I don't know, but how? But only school could rise the mind of young generation. Do you agree with me, Mike?
Yeah, I do. Because there is
For
a
young
question
generation,
even.
yeah, for young generation, it is much more better to use TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, watching uh, mm, short videos every minute, and it is so um, it is not good for me. It is it
Uh,
is maybe it is the start of stupid generation in the future.
there is like the next part of I agree with you. There's the next part of the question that states people are interested in business and money and technology. It means even grown up and adults, not only teenagers and children. Grown ups who
Mhm.
are very well aware of the world, they are also less interested in art. What can we do to encourage these people, the adults, who are already adults and they already have life, but they're interested in technology, business, and money, not in arts? What can we do about this one, about this issue, about these people?
Okay, understand you. Um, I think that we could popularize art between adult people. Um, in the net, for example, it will be great when special websites about technologies, about economic, about money will поместить некоторую информацию. Will put some information in about art, short information in these websites, and this short information will подстегнет интерес к этой нише, подстегнет.
We can say trigger.
Will develop. Repeat, please.
Trigger. The chat trigger.
Yeah, okay, understand. And this short information trigger interest about art.
Like when you said short, I mean today we have like short everything, and the short videos, short content, short everything, short messages.
Yes, but maybe it is not good for art, but we could try to do it because if the information would be so long, it will be so boring for adult people who didn't ever interest in this niche.
Yes, that would be very boring for the people who've never been interested in arts. And how about creating short videos about like certain types of arts and advertising it on social media? That would maybe spike an interest in the hearts of these people, like of general and usual people. I agree with you. And
I think short videos about art should be so interesting, and the artist in these videos could be super popular, like Jay-Z and others. Kanye
yes.
West.
Okay. Yes, maybe. I agree with you in this case because, like, when a celebrity does something, that like becomes a trend for most people. In this case, I agree with you. And let's say if we shorten everything, maybe our brain also shrinks and becomes shorter. Who knows?
Interesting.
This is when we were talking about short things, this is a real issue because a few days ago I was having a lesson with one of my students, and I asked him, like, every time you get a question about doing something, it's like, what is the fastest way to do something? Like, what is the fastest way to learn English? What is the fastest way to do that? And you tell them like there's no fastest way. And another student that was telling me, he was asking me about, like how, like, here are, you send me some methods that I should do or I should follow to learn English, but those methods are time consuming. Are there any methods that are less time consuming? Because I don't want to waste my time. And I thought for a minute, and I thought to myself, like, what do you do? Are you a minister? Are you a president? Are you Elon Musk? And are you the owner of a $200 billion company? So how much is your time worth? You just spent your time either working that you can give, let's say, 20 or $100 at the end of the day in an ideal condition, or you just spend your time watching the videos. Like 90% of people are teenagers. Where would you, if you, let's say, if you economize your time in learning English, and that, where would you spend your time? And he was like, yes, you're right. Yes, you're right. I said, yes, of course. Of course. So let's go to the next question, please.
I think that every person should have their own methods of learning something. For example, for
I
you, reading English literature is really good. For me, maybe watching TV shows, it is much more effective than reading books. Who knows?
I agree with you. I agree with you. And I can also add to that by recalling the time when I was just learning. I was not learning English. I already knew English and I wanted to learn even more and more because English is not a science, it's just a language. And I wanted to learn more things. I actually got several, I learned several big topics and I went through a real online course from Arizona State University uh, about learning how to learn. So how can you increase your productivity? How can you decrease your fatigue mode and get less tired? Do not burn out while learning and learn continually. So I agree with you in this case. And if you can find what works for you best, this is um, like the working hard and smart, you know? That is like working hard and working smart. But if you find the way, the perfect way that works for you, this is working hard and smart. Like you can triple, you can like 10x your speed while learning something new. I completely agree with you. And there are like, I was having a topic and I was learning about the topic that our memories are, we can divide our memories into three types. And we have like a picture memory. We have all these people, they have hearing memory and they have like practical memories. And I don't know the exact titles, but the explanation is like this. If you are a practical person and if you learn something new, let's imagine you learn 10 verbs, you have got to practice it for 10 days. Just do not learn 1,000 words because you're going to forget it if you don't practice it. If you're a practical person, just practice it. If you are a cook, do not go to university or get a cookery book and learn all the book by heart. Just if you learn to make a Italian soup or Italian pizza, just and make it 10 times or 100 times to become perfect at it. And visionary persons and just always try to watch, to look at pictures and to read stuff. And then just by hearing, you can very carefully listen to something many times and learn it. So if you find these ways for yourself, wow, that would be amazing. Why not? Why not?
Yeah. And I have a good advice for you, for people who um, want to rise their English. They could try every method, every methods what they want, and this and the variety of this method should be amazing. More than 50, 100, who knows? The amount of this method.
Maybe. But when you're starting from zero, most of these people like are starting from zero. When you're starting from zero, like in everything, it's very hard. When you're starting a business from zero, it's very hard. You have to pay for everything. When you're starting, let's say, programming, it's very hard. When you're starting trading, it's very hard. Just you need to learn every line. It's very hard. You still need to put like at least
Yeah.
for a big amount of money to learn even the basics. And then after that, you can extrapolate the knowledge. Let's go to a more different topic about business, which we were talking about for 1 year almost. In some countries, a few
Okay.
people earn extremely high salaries. In some countries, a few people earn extremely high salaries. Some people think that this is good for a country, while others believe that the government should control salaries and limit the amount people can earn. What do you think about these views?
So, in my opinion, government shouldn't control salaries in countries, in country. Of course, government should control only the lowest, the basic level of salary. For example, the minimum salary in Russia should be on the level of 20,000 rubles in a month. But if you talk about big salaries, it is the process which shouldn't be controlled, because because it is so hard to control things. Just give me 1 minute. Because big salaries give good laws to government, and for government, big salaries, it is okay. You know that every company pay some laws from your or me or my salary,
The
and
government
that
pay
is why big
taxes.
salaries, it
The
is okay
companies pay
for,
taxes.
yeah,
The
not laws,
companies
taxes, yeah.
pay taxes,
The
yes.
companies pay taxes for, yeah, taxes, laws,
I
taxes,
think
yeah,
I
and
think
that
this
is
question means the people who make a lot of money, the business owners.
doesn't matter. They this type of people get millions of dollars. It is okay. Maybe these people are so smart. Who knows? Uh, but from these millions of dollars, these people pay millions of taxes, and these taxes should uh, be investment should be invest in social social niche for
Services.
making for making some somebody's life much more better, who really
Okay,
need, yeah, I wanted to say about people who really needs on money.
I see. I see. Like, do you think, what do you think? Is anybody interested mm, in people having high salaries?
You know, if you talk about employees, the owner of companies um, never want to pay big salaries for their employees, but it is the part of capitalism in what we are living now.
Okay, so let's imagine a country who is interested in people having high salaries and who is interested in people having low salaries.
Government interest in big salaries for their citizens. Uh, the owner of businesses interested in small salaries for their employees.
Okay. Why do you think the government is interested in people having big salaries?
Because big salaries, it is the indicator of good level of economic of comfort living in this country, and mm, so countries with big salaries could find some money from another countries to investment in the domestic economy, because
Okay.
countries with big salaries is super attractive for another countries, and
Okay.
another countries really wants to become a friend with the country with big salary.
Okay, here is what I tell you. If a country, let's say country A, they have really good salaries and so on, 99 or 95% of the population have really good salaries, more than enough for their life. And life and usual work, casual work will be a problem for them, will be boring for them. And now they, like we are humans, we need something, some drama in our lives. So these people, group A, want to like find new problems, new challenges. They protest against everything the government says, everything the government does, or somebody else does. So they just want to like create problems and challenges against everything. Why do you think people like are interested? They are interested in people having like good salaries, high salaries, because if they have high salaries, now they don't have problems, they don't have anything, they have good house, good food, good everything. They have they can afford everything. Now they need extra motivation or extra, let's say, challenge. And in this case, they try to find extra challenges. They protest against everything you say, you do. Why do you think they would be interested in giving high salaries? Don't you think it would be better if this country do not have really good high salaries, not super bad salaries, low salaries that they can go broke and become bombs, but they just have a little than like higher than low salary. They are semi-depressed and they have just a little, make a little money, become happier and relax a few days, and they finish their money and they run again back to the work. So they just between this work life, work life, work life, semi-depressed, and they work, operate, or function for uh, 40 years and they die. So don't you think this is the ideal candidate?
Hmm.
Just
I
think
think that
about it.
answer
Imagine
on
if
this
you,
question.
I'm
Mhm.
sorry to interrupt you. Imagine you have a small brother, wife, and you have like two, three brothers and nephews and cousins, but they all work in your company or they are all under your control. And if you give them 200,000 rubles and they work 2 years for you, they can buy an apartment and a car. And now they find new challenges for you. And every time you tell them something, oh, don't do that, don't do that, don't just simply pay attention to what you say because they are already, let's say, satisfied and they have good lives and good conditions. Don't you want them to be like to have a house, but not a penthouse? So that every time that they just spend a little money, they don't have money and run back again to you. Oh, Klim, give me a job, please. Okay, what can I do to make a little extra money? So, like in this case, you will be in full control of them. Don't you think that would be an ideal case for you?
Mm,
What do you think
the
is
answer. Okay. I think that it is so interesting question. How could employee control the motivation of the employer should control the motivation of the employees. I understand that big salaries will change the motivation of employees. They could become much more lazy because they have everything for normal living. But I think that in super rich countries with big salaries, money, it is not, it is, money stay not on the first um, place
place?
for
Mhm.
citizens, yeah, because they have money for normal living, but they have another, I think, in other things in life, not considered with money. They want to uh, they want to make a good career, to get a good education or knowledge about something, to make a good family, to live so unusual and not boring life. And we could find example of such countries in North countries like New Zealand, Norway, Dania, and others. In these countries, people, all citizens have basic income, and the salaries in these countries are really high. But in these millions of people from these countries have their aims in life, and it is a really good example that good salaries, it is not the end for government.
Okay. Okay.
But on another hand, countries like Norway have millions of citizens with high level of stress and depression between them. I don't know why. Maybe they have no motivation for everything. Who knows?
Well, we'll see. We will see and learn. So for today, we can finish. Have an amazing day.